Right now, somewhere close to you, someone is holding their phone, staring at your name, and putting it down again without sending a word. If you have felt a strange pull lately, like someone is thinking about you even when the room is quiet, that is not your imagination. That is the message finding its way to you. Before I say another word, I want you to comment the word, "I claim this" below, so I know your heart is open to receive this. It tells me you are here, present, and prepared for what is about to be shown to you. Dear soul being watched over, someone has made you their biggest longing, but fear kept their lips sealed. I know that sounds hard to believe right now, but everything is about to shift, because the truth this person has been hiding cannot stay hidden much longer. You are going to find out that someone who cares for you deeply has been quiet on purpose, not because the feeling was small, but because it was too big to say carelessly. And in the coming days, the way this person acts is going to surprise you, because you have no real sense of how much you are wanted. This is your love, the one who never found the courage to speak first. They tried to look away. They tried to talk themselves out of it. They tried to convince their own heart that this feeling would fade with time like everything else. But it reached a point where pretending not to want you simply stopped working. Everything that was held back is now ready to come out into the light, and the reason is simple. The fear of losing you has grown bigger than any excuse they were using to stay quiet. The wish to build something real with you finally spoke louder than the fear ever could. What was once kept in silence now needs to be said out loud, and it is coming with real strength behind it. This is no longer a matter of wondering what might happen someday. It is about that someday finally becoming today. This person has made up their mind, and it is a firm decision, one that leads them to take a step you may not even be expecting anymore. When that moment comes, you will understand that the change that seemed unlikely was actually being shaped quietly the whole time. It did not happen suddenly. It was a feeling that kept growing in secret, even while you assumed nothing was left between you. Welcome to the Angel's Message for You original channel. Please check the channel name carefully. It's Angel's Message for You. This is our only official channel. Beware of copycat and fake channels. Stay connected to the original source to receive authentic angel messages and true blessings. A very special thank you to Margaret and Elaine for sowing your seed for Soulmate here through Ko-Fi link. Super thanks. May this seed return to you multiplied with soulmate blessings, divine protection, love, well-being, and abundance. May the angels guide and watch over you always. Thank you for your beautiful support. Blessings always. This person does not want to keep ignoring what is sitting in their heart anymore. The urge building inside them is not anxiety. It is awareness, the awareness that letting you slip away or letting this feeling pass without ever being lived would be one of the biggest regrets of their life. And they are not willing to carry that kind of regret. What is coming your way is a choice made with real intention, real depth, and a kind of honesty that does not need long explanations, only needs to be felt. Maybe you got used to thinking nothing would change. Maybe you convinced yourself this connection had been swallowed up by time and distance. But I am here today to show you that what is growing between you two never actually ended. It simply matured somewhere you could not see it, and now that quiet inner shift is finally taking real shape. The first sign will be something in their attitude that leaves you without words, not because it is dramatic, but because it carries something that cannot be faked, and that something is truth. Your person no longer wants to hide what they feel. No more waiting around for signs or letting fate decide everything. This person wants you to know, to feel, to see with total clarity that what is coming has direction. It is not an attempt, it is a choice, and the most important part of all, it is a choice made for you. For a long time, this love searched for excuses not to act, tried to stay busy with other things, tried to outrun every memory of you. But it stopped working. The truth found its way to the surface anyway, and when the heart realizes it is about to lose something it has always wanted, it reacts. That is exactly what is happening. A quiet certainty has been building inside them, along with a real need to find you, look into your eyes, and show you that you are still very much part of a future that could happen. Have you ever wondered what makes someone suddenly change how they act toward you? Sometimes it is not sudden at all. Sometimes it is the buildup of every silence, every desire they held back, every failed attempt to forget you. And when all of that piles up, there comes a point where the heart simply cannot hold it in anymore. Something wakes up inside them, a real desire to stop wasting time. That is exactly what is about to unfold for you. This person knows the past cannot be rewritten, but they also know there is still time to make things right moving forward, and that is why this message has reached you now. You needed to be ready because what is coming has the power to shift everything, your routine, your emotions, your choices, and above all, your spirit. Because you are going to realize that through everything, this love never actually left the place it belongs, which is your heart. Nothing being quietly prepared in this person's life right now is by accident. Every thought they tried to avoid, every attempt to move forward without you, only confirmed what was already true underneath it all. You are too important to be ignored. You are missed too deeply to be replaced by anyone else. And now the time has come for that truth to show itself through real action. What this person is about to do does not come wrapped in empty promises. It comes with eye contact, with words that were kept hidden for far too long, with truths that will reach straight into your soul like they were made just for you, because they were. This person no longer wants to risk you never knowing what all of this truly meant to them. Losing you has become their biggest fear, and that is exactly why the courage that was once missing is finally growing. What you are about to experience in the coming days is the direct result of a decision born from wanting to be happy and wanting you to be happy too. And that, dear one, deserves to be received with an open heart, because this is not just any change in attitude. It is the attitude of someone who has always wanted you, even if they never found the right words to say it sooner. Comment the word Amen if you feel this speaking to your own life right now, because I want to know this message is truly landing where it needs to land. It is going to be an attitude that catches you off guard, but it will not be just any surprise. It will be one that carries truths that have been trapped inside for a long time. And the one behind it is the person your heart is still quietly waiting for, even on the days you try to convince yourself otherwise. Because somewhere deep down, something in you always knew this story had not truly ended. It was only waiting for the right moment to show itself in a new way. This shift is a response to everything left unsaid, to everything that got locked inside the heart of someone who tried to move forward without you. This person spent too long denying what they felt, staying busy with distractions that never quite worked. But even through all of that, you never stopped being the starting point for their most important decisions. Your name kept surfacing in the moments that mattered most, appearing in their mind for no clear reason at all. What is about to happen in these coming days was not decided overnight. This person had to face real internal conflict, break down old certainties, and allow themselves to feel again, but this time with more clarity and more presence in their own life. And somewhere in the middle of that process, a decision was born, not out of fantasy, but out of the simple realization that walking away from this feeling would be the same as refusing to live something that truly matters. This person does not want you finding out through subtle hints or quiet signs. They want to show you directly. They want to look into your eyes and finally hand you what has been sitting inside their chest for far too long. And that takes real courage because it means facing everything that once stood between you two and still choosing to move closer anyway. This is no longer about trying to understand what they feel. It is about accepting that ignoring it is simply not possible anymore. You might feel like you have heard something like this before, but this time it is not about words, it is about action, and that action is being driven by a genuine need to finally set this feeling in motion. Keeping it hidden does not work for them anymore. Life itself is nudging this person toward you, not because anyone forced their hand, but because it has become impossible to keep hiding something so clear. Your person is ready to show you that what they feel has not faded one bit. They are not showing up with rehearsed lines or promises they cannot keep. They are showing up with something that actually changes things, an unexpected shift in how they treat you that lines up perfectly with everything they have been feeling all along. It might come in a simple, quiet form, but it will carry more truth than 1,000 long speeches ever could. Because when something comes straight from the heart, it does not need rehearsal, only honesty. This person has come to understand that they miss you in a way that is hard to put into words, that the connection between you is rare, not because of some idealized memory, but because of everything that was genuinely lived and felt, even on the days when nothing made much sense. And that is exactly why this person no longer wants to risk losing you out of pride or hesitation. What is coming will not necessarily arrive the way you imagined it, but it will come with the right weight at the right time, carrying the intensity of someone who refuses to put this off any longer. Because they know you deserve a clear answer, and they know that keeping these feelings hidden simply does not work anymore. This person spent far too long trying to act like nothing was happening, trying to set the feeling aside, trying to convince themselves that moving on was the wiser choice. But no matter how many distractions came their way, no matter how insistently the world around them pointed toward other paths, your presence stayed steady in the mind of the very person trying so hard to let you go. And that struggle was never light or easy. It was a quiet inner battle that only ended when the heart finally spoke louder than any attempt at self-control. It was not only the heart either. It was the body missing something it had never fully experienced with you. It was the mind growing tired from constantly inventing explanations. It was that restlessness that shows up without a clear cause but refuses to leave until the truth is finally faced. And that truth is simple, clear, and impossible to keep ignoring. You matter. You are the reason behind the ache, behind the quiet emptiness, behind the constant search for something that could never be found anywhere else. Because this love always had a name, and that name is yours. Dear soul, before we continue, I'd like to invite you to do something truly meaningful for your soulmate journey. The bond between soulmates is precious, and at times, it can feel vulnerable to negativity, envy, or the evil eye from the world around us, even when no harm is intended. If your heart is calling you to cover this connection with an extra layer of love, faith, and protection, you can sow your seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. This simple act can become a heartfelt expression of your intention, inviting the angels to watch over your soulmate connection, surround it with divine light, and guide it as it continues to grow in the right time and in the right way. If you feel led to do so, thank you from the bottom of my heart. May your kindness return to you multiplied, and may your soulmate journey be filled with peace, hope, and divine guidance. Let's continue with the angel message. This did not happen all at once. It was gradual. Every thought, every memory, every strange feeling of something missing kept nudging this person toward a decision, and that decision finally arrived with real force. There is no more room for self-deception here, no more pretending you are simply another name from the past, because you are not and you never were. You are still the reference point for everything worth living for, and that clarity arrived at exactly the moment nothing else made sense except this feeling they had been carrying quietly inside. Comment a heart emoji right now if you can feel this truth settling into your own chest, because that tells me your energy is aligned with what is coming next. Choosing to stop lying to yourself is harder than it sounds. Takes real courage. Takes setting pride to the side. Takes looking at your own life with total honesty, and that is exactly what this person did. They looked inward with sincerity and realized the truest path was never going to be the easiest one. It was always the one that led straight back to you. Because holding back on taking action had turned into real pain, and no one can carry a desire this intense without eventually releasing it. Eventually it overflows, and that moment has arrived. This shift did not arrive loudly. It came quietly, through sleepless nights, through unanswered questions, through moments where life seemed to keep moving forward while something inside stayed completely still. Every attempt to follow a different path only revealed how alive this feeling really still was, because no matter what happened around them, when a connection is real, the heart does not simply adjust to something that does not fulfill it. That is when the truth started to ache. Today, your person no longer carries the same confusion. The choice has been made not out of impulse, but out of real clarity. What was once doubt has turned into certainty, the certainty that you are a part of their life that simply cannot be ignored or forgotten, because there is a feeling here that demands to be lived, not denied, and that feeling is about to move out of the mind and into real life. Nothing being quietly prepared right now is happening by chance. This person decided to act because they finally understood that time does not heal what was never truly lived. It only reveals who actually matters. And after so long running from that truth, this person finally chose to face it, to stop running, to stop making excuses, to stop pretending. Because living far from the one who makes their heart beat stronger has become too heavy to carry anymore. Everything that was once avoided is now becoming urgent. Not the kind of urgency born from panic, but the urgency of someone who no longer wants to waste what can still be lived. It is the need to prove that you were never just a passing thought, that you were always someone worth building toward. This person has stepped past denial and stepped into real awareness, and that awareness has left room for something far stronger, the understanding that you deserve to know exactly what is being felt, that you deserve to finally hear the truth that has been trapped inside for far too long, because you have every right to choose based on what is real, not on what was hidden from you. This love no longer wants to remain a quiet question mark inside your heart. It wants to be clear. It wants to be lived. And the fear of losing you was exactly the wake-up call needed for this decision to finally happen. This person came to realize that the biggest mistake would be keeping everything a secret, sitting back and hoping life would fix things on its own. What matters now is taking real action, showing through attitude that this feeling has not faded, has not cooled, has not disappeared. You may not have noticed yet, but the changes have already quietly begun. Small signs, subtle approaches, more sincere actions. All of it reflects that fear slowly transforming into strength, turning into real motivation, pushing this love out of the realm of thought and straight into reality. Because when someone truly feels something, they show it. When someone truly wants something, they go after it, and that is exactly what is about to happen here. This person does not want to win you over with pretty words. They want to reach the thing that actually matters, your trust. They want to show you that even after everything, even after trying so hard to believe otherwise, they are still here, feeling exactly the same way, but now without fear of owning it, without fear of finally revealing what has always been there. What comes next is not about wounded pride. It is about liberation. It is about closing the door on a season of denial and stepping into a new one. where feelings finally speak louder than any defense mechanism. What this person wants to build with you is not perfect, but it is honest, and honesty carries far more weight than any polished image built just to protect the ego. When you finally stand face to face with this love, you will feel the difference immediately. There will be no more disguises or half-truths. There will be truth in the eyes, steadiness in the words, and the attitude of someone who refuses to ever risk losing you again, because losing you would mean letting go of the one part of life that still makes complete sense in the middle of all the noise. Even when it felt like everything had shifted, your name stayed steady somewhere in the mind of the one who tried so hard to hide what they felt. It never needed to be spoken out loud to exist. It lived quietly in small daily choices, in comparisons that happened without any real intention behind them. Nothing ever felt quite the same whenever your name came to mind, and that impact never went unnoticed. The truth is, your name never actually left this person's thoughts. It was avoided, it was pushed down, it was even hidden from themselves at times, but it was always there, strong, repeating quietly at a frequency no one else could see. In every choice, every uninvited memory, every attempt to move forward, it lingered. It was as if everything around them kept reminding them that something was still alive, and now that something is finally turning into action. No matter how hard this person tried to hide it, the moment finally came when it became impossible to deny. You never stopped being part of them. Even if it has been a long time since you last spoke, even if life has pulled you in different directions, your presence was never erased. If anything, it became clearer, more present, until living as though nothing was happening simply became impossible. Now the feeling that was once locked away is becoming a real need, a need to say it, to show it, to approach you with truth, because it is no longer possible to pretend you are just an old memory. You are the presence that was never truly overcome, the reference point that never lost its meaning, and all of that is about to surface through an action that will finally make everything hidden completely clear. This person has realized that simply keeping you in their thoughts is not enough anymore, that quietly repeating your name to themselves brings no real relief, that imagining possibilities can never replace your actual presence. And that is exactly why what comes next is action. Action that carries everything left unsaid, everything felt in silence, everything that stayed hidden even when it seemed like nothing was left. You will notice this approach will not come rushed. It will come with truth, with the weight of someone who has carried your name in their heart for so long without knowing quite how to say it out loud. And now, finally, they have found the strength to show you exactly what they feel, not through rehearsed words, but through the decision to seek you out, meet your eyes, and simply say, "You never left." The feeling this person carries for you was never born by chance, nor was it nurtured out of some passing whim. It was built with real intensity, held steady even through uncertainty, and protected quietly through some of the hardest thoughts. What you may not know is that in the most honest moments of this whole journey, your name was carried in quiet prayer. It was placed before something greater, not as a fleeting wish, but as someone who genuinely touches the soul. There were nights when your person withdrew into their own quiet space, not to escape what they felt, but to ask for a blessing over this love. And when they prayed, it was never rushed. It was truthful, without demands, without expectations, only an open heart saying, "If this is meant to be, let it unfold in the best way possible." And the answer came clearly, even if it stayed silent to human eyes. Everything began to shift the moment this person realized that even a beautiful feeling needs care from within, because not every love arrives ready-made, but every sincere love is shaped by faith. And it was exactly that surrender that opened a brand new path. The moment this person stopped resisting and started trusting, Things began aligning in ways they never expected, not to force anything, but simply to prepare everything. This connection was carried forward with real care, and it was heard. Every quiet thought this person had when the fear of losing you grew stronger was heard. Every unspoken word, every doubt along the way, every decision not to let this feeling fade in the rush of daily life. All of it was heard, even the parts that were never said out loud but carried strongly in the heart. This love was never treated carelessly. It was placed forward with the care of someone who understands the true value of what they are asking for. And that is exactly why everything is now taking real shape. Because when an intention comes from the soul, it reaches places that even time cannot touch. Now what once felt confusing is starting to find real order. The desire that was once tangled up in fear has taken a new shape, not because the doubt vanished completely, but because faith grew stronger than it. And that faith brought real peace, the same peace you are going to feel when you stand in front of someone who comes to you by decision, not by need, out of clarity, not loneliness, out of faith, not impulse. The shift that is about to surprise you was born from exactly that, from a heart that sought the courage to act, that hoped for the wisdom not to hurt you, and the strength to embrace what it truly feels. What is about to happen between you is not the result of some rushed plan. It is the result of a preparation filled with real spiritual surrender. And when that happens, nothing stays the same. This person understands you deserve more than just words. You deserve to feel chosen carefully, with patience, with the certainty that this love was never driven by vanity, but by a genuine desire to live something real, something meaningful, something that touches the soul and calms the heart at the same time. When you look into this person's eyes, you are going to notice something different, a light in their gaze that comes from someone who has been through a real, intense inner process, someone who is not showing up by accident, someone who was guided by something greater, something that cannot be fully explained, only felt. Comment the word yes if you are ready to receive what is coming, because your energy matters in this moment, and I want to feel it with you. Showing what they feel changes everything now. This person is going to approach you differently. They will look into your eyes with the weight of someone who has been holding onto a decision too important to keep hidden any longer. They will speak calmly but firmly, because what is about to be revealed is not some sudden plan. It is the translation of a feeling that has been carefully built, with the intention to stay, not to confuse. You might try to guess exactly how it will unfold, but what is coming will go beyond any expectation, not because it will be grand, but because it will be completely real. When it happens, you are going to feel that everything has meaning. Nothing will be said by accident. Every word will carry the depth of someone who thought long and hard before acting. And every look will show you that time never erased what was felt. It only prepared the right moment for it to finally reach you. This is not about rushing. It is about priority, and you have become the greatest one. This person now understands they cannot keep living stuck between doubt and desire. They need to step out of imagination and act with real clarity, to show you they are not showing up out of simple curiosity, but because they have realized that living this love with you is one of the most certain decisions of their entire life. Life did not wait around for the fear to fade. It showed them that when something truly matters, it is worth the risk, and that certainty brought everything into alignment. Now that this person's heart has fully opened, what is coming toward you is not just desire. It is a choice to have you close, a choice to try, to build, to approach you not just with words, but with real, visible actions. The time has come when feelings can no longer live only as intentions. Now, your person wants to show through real action what has always been carried inside their heart. After so much time spent trying to understand what truly mattered, this person realized that promises alone are not enough, that talking about love without action does not hold anything together anymore. What this person wants now is to act, to show through presence and commitment their genuine desire to have you as a real part of their life. Everything that was once kept in fear has now become the motivation to build something genuine. This person no longer wants to imagine possibilities or hold on to repeated words. They want to live something they can feel in the small details, day after day, and that only becomes possible when feeling turns into real action. Dear soul, before we continue, I'd like to invite you into a beautiful act of faith. Today's message reminds us that our soulmates often carry hidden burdens, silent prayers, and untold stories that only God truly knows. Wherever your soulmate is right now, they may need healing, peace, strength, and divine protection more than you realize. If your heart feels led, you can sow a seed for your soulmate through Ko-Fi Super Thanks. You'll find the Ko-Fi link in the video description and the pinned comment. Let your gift become a quiet prayer, asking God to watch over your soulmate, heal every unseen wound, remove fear, and prepare both of your hearts for the right moment to come together according to His perfect timing. May the kindness you sow return to you with abundant peace, renewed faith, and countless blessings. May God continue guiding your soulmate journey every step of the way. Amen. That is exactly what is about to happen. You are not facing someone who is only coming to explain themselves. You are facing someone coming to show you, to show that what they feel has not faded with time, and that it is now ready to be lived with maturity, honesty, and courage. The first step will be an unexpected action carrying everything that has been thought through with real seriousness. Do not expect rehearsed words, expect sincere actions, because when love stops hiding, it takes shape, it fills space, it takes a stand. And that is exactly what this person has chosen to do, to stop only feeling and start showing, to stop imagining what could be and instead choose to include you in what is being built from this moment forward. You are about to experience one of the most important moments of your journey. What is coming is not random, nor something that appeared out of nowhere. Everything has been prepared with intention, with truth, with real surrender. The shift this person is about to bring will change everything. It will bring new direction, not just any direction, but the beginning of a path built on pure feeling and the desire for it to last. For a long time, all of this has been slowly maturing. There were doubts, fears, and uncertainties. But now there is no more room to stand on the edge of what is felt. Courage has taken the place of confusion. The desire to walk beside you has become stronger than any hesitation, and that decision is about to become clear, not through promises, but through the way this person will finally stand before you. You may have imagined it, dreamed about it, or quietly hoped for it, and now it is arriving, not with exaggeration or empty words, but with firm action, with words that are not rehearsed but spoken with real care, with a look that says more than 1,000 declarations ever could, because this person no longer wants to leave you in doubt. They want to show you clearly that you are part of the life they are building. This moment is going to be unforgettable, because it carries the sincerity of someone who tried to deny what they felt and simply could not. It carries the choice of someone who decided to listen to their own heart even through fear, and it carries the faith of someone who realized that when something touches this deeply, it cannot be ignored, it has to be lived, it has to be honored. And now everything is aligning for that to happen. You will feel it in the small details, in the tone of voice, in the pause between words, in the care behind every action. Because those who come with a clean heart come to build, not to confuse. This person no longer wants to move through life carrying the feeling that something important was left behind. They want to live beside you, to learn, to grow, and to make you feel that believing in this was worth it. Your heart may be tired from waiting, but now you will not have to struggle to understand what is happening. It will be clear. It will be natural. It will be strong enough to break through any barrier, because this person is coming with a heart full of truth, with a certainty that no longer depends on time, only on action, and that action is finally ready. This will be one of those moments that divides life into before and after, not because of the scene itself, but because of everything it represents. It will mark the end of uncertainty, the beginning of a brand new chapter, and above all, the confirmation that when love is real, it finds its way back without being forced. Simply happens, and when it happens, it transforms everything around it. Something greater than us all is quietly guiding this story, not to force anything, but to let everything genuine be lived freely, and that freedom is reaching you through the action of someone who fought against their own feelings until they realized they simply could not keep doing it, that it made no sense to stay away from someone who moves their heart in such a rare way. You will look at this person and feel that something has changed, and it truly has, because now there is no wall of fear left standing. What exists instead is a real willingness to make it work, to try, to adjust, to give, to build with you, not on promises but on truth. That is what makes this moment so powerful. It was never planned to impress anyone. It was simply allowed to transform naturally. From here on, everything can become lighter, not because challenges will disappear completely, but because love is going to become your companion, your support, your direction. You will not have to walk alone anymore. You will have someone beside you who chose to leave their pride behind, to live something that makes the heart beat with real meaning, and that alone is already a beautiful answer to everything you deserve to live. So stay open and pay attention, because in the coming days this action is going to arrive, and when it does, it will touch your soul, not because it is perfect, but because it is sincere, because it will prove that the love you have always dreamed of truly does exist. And more than that, it is coming to you with certainty, with maturity, and with everything you have always wanted but never wanted to beg for. Now that everything has been shared with you, I want you to remember every word here as a message meant to reach exactly you. Nothing said here happened by chance. This message found you because it needed to find you, because the season of waiting for vague answers is over. What is coming next is different, direct, deep, and ready to touch the parts of you that have stayed quiet but have never truly been empty. The action about to happen is not just any action. It is the reflection of a feeling that refused to fade, even in the middle of uncertainty. And the most beautiful part is that it is arriving with real blessing over this connection. Because where there is truth, something greater moves, and where there is real purpose, nothing is ever lost. This person is not coming to complete something you were missing. They are coming because they recognize how rare you are, how much your presence matters, not just for a fleeting moment, but for everything you represent in the life of someone who has now decided to act. That carries real weight, and it deserves the respect that only the most sincere love can offer. Do not think you are dreaming too big. You have simply learned not to accept less than what your heart already knows it deserves, and that is exactly why this coming shift is going to move you so deeply, because it will arrive in perfect measure, without exaggeration, without games, without fears hiding behind pretty words. It will come with truth, with the intention to stay, with the desire to build a new story exactly the way your heart always wanted. In the days ahead, you are going to notice clear signs. Nothing that happens will feel confusing. On the contrary, clarity is what is going to impress you the most. Words will align, looks will confirm, and your heart will finally find peace. Because at last you will understand why you kept sensing that something important was on its way. It was this exact moment, this turning point. If a part of you still doubts, it is only because you are not used to receiving this much good all at once. But you have been prepared for this. You have been kept safe until now, and it is time to live what was written for you with such care. a bond built not only on emotion but on the decision to walk forward together, trusting one another day after day. This message is only the beginning, the start of a brand new chapter, and you will not have to chase it because what is real finds you, it recognizes you, it comes to you with courage, the courage this person finally found, the courage to love without fear and to prove through action everything words could never fully explain. Hold on to this. This connection is being sealed with real purpose. Nothing said here is an exaggeration. Every word was meant to prepare your heart for something big, something you deserve to live, something that will not stop halfway, but will grow, strengthen, and mark your story as one of the greatest blessings you have ever received. Stay alert in the coming days, not because you need to predict exactly what will happen, but because you need to stay present enough to live every detail of what is about to unfold. And when it happens, you will know. You will feel it. You will understand that this message was the announcement of a love that has now chosen to meet you with action, with devotion, and with the will to truly stay. Dear soul being watched over, always remember there is guidance around you, protecting you, and walking beside you every single day. May peace, courage, and clarity be with you as you face whatever comes next. You are never alone. Strength and steady, quiet love are surrounding you so that you may continue on, confident and radiant, exactly as you are meant to be. If any part of this message touched something in you, comment the word peace below, and let this be the moment you chose to receive it fully. May calm and light stay with you today and always. Dear beautiful soul, this angel's message for you channel is a sacred spiritual home, created for faith, healing, and divine guidance. A place where hearts awaken and lives are gently transformed through divine messages. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because the divine is always preparing something greater for your journey, something you are meant to receive in divine timing. If you feel moved to support this mission, you can sow your seed here for your soulmate blessings and divine love fulfillment. Your contribution is not just support. It is an energetic agreement with love, healing, and divine alignment in your own life. When you give with intention, it opens doors. Love flows more freely, happiness expands, and abundance multiplies in unexpected ways. Many believe that giving in faith activates a return of peace, joy, and emotional fulfillment in relationships and life. Whether it is $11, $22, $33, or $55, your generosity helps us continue spreading these divine messages of hope, healing, and soulmate guidance across the world. Every seed sown into this mission helps hearts heal, faith return, and souls reconnect with love. This is more than a channel. It is a movement of light, unity, and divine timing. Your support allows this sacred work to grow, touching lives that are searching for answers, comfort, and spiritual direction. We are all connected in this journey, and together we rise as one community under divine love. Let us open our hearts to the abundance that is already on its way. Amen.